Welcome to your practice for physical, emotional, and mental balance. Enjoy. Find your way to a comfortable seat, wherever that might be for you. My name is Ciara, naturopathic nutritional therapist and yoga teacher, and delighted to be with you today, wherever you are and whatever you're doing and however you are. So I just offer that you meet yourself where you're at. Part of working with an intention of balance is starting to really discern for yourself what balance means to you and how much balance you feel you have in your life at the moment. You know, do you have a good balance of self-care, of action, of taking space for yourself, a good balance of sleep versus how active you are during each day, or are you kind of plundering a little bit and going into deficit, which is where we're more likely to spiral, and especially in the mental sphere, we become quite imbalanced and overwhelmed, a little bit more chaotic and frenetic. So this is where the practice can just serve us on so many levels. Yoga is ultimately about bringing harmony into mind, body, and spirit, and the things that you integrate and experience on the mat, you can integrate and experience in your day-to-day fabric. That's where the magic happens. That's the transformation, when you can experience something in your breath, in your body, in a pose, in a shape, and allow that to be the revelation and to take it out into a really beautiful life for yourself. So let yourself settle in, whilst I'm talking. Find a seat that works for you. If cross-legged doesn't make sense, no problem. You can do something like this instead, and let the hands help support you to a little bit of an upright spine, nothing forceful. Again, you've got to meet yourself where you're at. You might have all sorts of things going on in your body at the moment that you need to take care of. You can also sit up on blocks or cushions if that's better. So we'll start with the mudra of Anjali Mudra, which is just a simple prayer gesture. And we join the palms, we join each finger, and we allow the thumbs to meet at the breastbone. So this mudra is very, very helpful for inviting more balance, more harmony into your mind, body, and spirit, and harmonizing the right and left side of your brain. So the more you can understand yourself, the more you can understand how to balance all the different aspects of who you are and balance the different demands that you have in your life. So allow the eyes to close. Feel the connectivity of palm to palm, finger to finger, and let the closing of the eyes signal to your body, to your nervous system, that this is your time, this is your self-care. Time to just be. Time to just be. Start to settle into the beingness of who you are through the wisdom of the breath. Relax around the shoulders. Send a little lift into the elbows, so you're tuning into the circuitry of your arms as extensions of the energy of your heart. Breath is moving in and out through the nose, as long as there is no respiratory congestion for you at the moment. If you do need to adapt and breathe a little out the mouth, it's really fine. But traditionally, the Ujjayi breath will be in and out through the nose. Three more full and complete rounds of breath. Rejuvenate on the inhale, decompress on the exhale. Relax the jaw, relax the eyes. Release the mudra, thank it for its wisdom. Yoga for the hands is so beautifully simple and so effective. So explore. Bring yourself to a tabletop. So coming to your all fours position. And as ever, you want to have the hand nice and splayed. So we really, through practice, get a lot of strength in the whole body. And yoga is working towards balance. So we don't want to overwork anything, particularly in the body. And keep letting the breath support you. We'll move through some cat-cows just to balance into the front and back body. Inhale, dip the chest, lift the gaze up, lift the seat as long as the lower back is fine. Exhale, round. Keep the arms long and strong throughout. Breathing in, open up the front body as you lift the gaze. Breathing out. Inner elbows face one another so you're not pushing into hyperextension. 3 more rounds. Breathing in. Breathing out. Pulling in balance and harmony for yourself. Breath in. Breath out. One more inhale as you lift the gaze. And exhale, tuck the chin strong into the arms. Inhale back to center. Moving into a balance by extending the left arm. And then we take the opposite leg. So let there be a slight tuck in the chin. And you're really connecting with the energy of your core to find that extension from your core. Strong right arm. Relax the jaw, be in the breath. One more. And release. Switch sides, nice splay of the left hand. Arrowhead the right hand. Shoulder drawing down away from the right ear. And you're blossoming and lengthening. You can even splay the left toes. Toes, open mind. One more breath. And release. Just sit back into a child's pose. Let the head relax down. 3 deep breaths. Flushing out any troubles, any woes, just let them flush away. Interlace the hands behind you. Take 3 deep breaths of charging into the arms as much as feels comfortable. If you need to adjust the forehead a little so the neck feels long, by all means do. One more breath. And release. Ease back to a tabletop. And we'll come into another floor balancer. So building quite a lot of strength in the arms here as well. So we'll start with the right forearm lowering down. Nice wide right hand, so splay it and lift out, collapsing into the right shoulder. The left hand reaches back and you pick up the right foot and you find the arch of the foot behind you. Bear down into the right forearm, so you're sending strength into the right shoulder. And maybe you start to lift the heel away from the seat. Stay in the breath. Balance in the mind. You build resilience this way. Don't give up. Release the right knee down. We're going to stay on the right arm. Tuck the right toes under if this helps. And then lift the left foot. Left hand, left foot. So this shaping is all about integrating true balance in the body and the mind. Because it can really expose where we might have a little weakness going on somewhere. Stay in the breath, relax the jaw. Slight tuck of the chin. So you're just looking to the front of the mat. Lift the heel. And release. Well done, well done. And it's pretty strong on the standing arm. Switch arms. You know, you might find it easier on the dominant hand. If you're left-handed, this might be your easier side. So same kind of idea. For me, I'm right-handed, so this is going to be my more challenging side, so I'm sure that will show up. We pick up the left knee, reach the right hand back to find the inside of the foot. Bear down into your nice widely splayed left hand. Lift out of the left shoulder and really just explore opening the foot into the right hand. Easy in the jaw. When we're mentally straining, it can really show up as a bit of a growling in the jaw. So let that go. Let that go. One more breath. And release. Tuck left toes to give yourself a bit more leverage. This is definitely my trickier side. And find the foot. Stay focused. And stay focused. Keep your focus. It's called dharana in Sanskrit. Cultivate it. It will serve you well. Soft mouth, soft jaw. One more breath. And release. Well done. Come back to your tabletop and just arch the back there. Just ease that. Because that's a lot of building strength in the upper body there. Sway side to side a little bit. Get into the ribs. You know, let it be malleable. Be free in your body. Be much more free. Be much more free. One more breath there. And release. Bring yourself back down to a seat. Sitting cross-legged there. We'll just bring a little bit of focus into the arms. Again, if you need to adapt the seat, no problem. Take the arms out to the side. Sweep the right arm under the left. And if it's there, you're double wrapping. So don't worry if palms don't meet. If it's something like the fingers more at the wrist, that's really fine. But wherever you are, make sure the fingers are long. So you're extending the fingers, even if the palms aren't meeting. And settle into your seat. You know, let that previous pose have given you a little bit of juice into your upper body, but now we're going to give it some love. So with this Garudasana arms, Garud means eagle. Very powerful totemic animal in the shamanic tradition. Especially the Peruvian curandero and the Andean medicine wheel. Eagle represents spirit. That sense of all is connected, all is one. Feel the power of the eagle within you. Let the eagle help you to cultivate balance and harmony in your life. Breathe deeply into your belly. Relax the jaw. Maybe lift the elbows. Nothing forceful. Never push or force the body. One more breath. And release. Sweep the arms out. Your eagle takes flight. And then even you out. Left arm underneath this time. Imagine your arms are like wet ropes, just wrapping around one another. And then you settle the shoulders. You feel the strength in your belly, so you let that lift the chest. And then maybe the elbows lift. But so you still feel lengthening through the crown of the head. It's like tucking the chin. Breathe into your body. Balance and harmony. And release. Sweep out to the side. Extend your arms at 60 degrees. So something like that. If it needs to be lower, it's really not the end of the world. Nice thumbs up. So a little bit of building resilience here. It's amazing how something that looks relatively simple can bring a lot of mental challenge. So when we build mental resilience, emotional resilience, it's not about denying how we feel, but it's just trusting that we are so much stronger than we can ever know with our mind. We move into the spirit of eagle, and we take flight from a place of trust and courage. feel that in your body. If you need to rest, it's okay. Rest and just come back in when you're ready. This is endurance. Balance in the mind comes from fortitude. 3 more breaths. You can do it. Lift into your heart center. Send lightness into your arms, light like feathers. 1 more breath. And release. Let the fingertips rest down, a little bit behind the hips. And then 3 deep breaths to lift the chest. Maybe lift the head. If that does not feel good for the neck, just keep the chin tucked, no problem. One more breath. And release. Good. Interlace the hands in front of you. Reach the arms long. Nice deep breaths. Tuck the chin. Feel the shoulders are sliding away from the ears. Relax into the eyes. 1 more breath. And release. Okay. Bring yourself to standing. And you just will see the part of the body that you need to see. It's not too important that you see my actual face, just as long as you have a sense that the head is stacked neatly over the neck. So balance, of course, balance in the body, balance in the mind, balance in the spirit, balance in our lives. A bit of physical standing on one leg can really help cultivate that. So let's start with balancing on the left leg. Root down, root the energy of a tree, and then picking up your right knee. Trust your standing leg. If you need to hold on to something, it's really fine. Build strength in your own way. This is also fantastic for ankles. Vianney, for you. Lovely Vianney, who's all the way over in Australia now. She asked me for something that would be useful for strengthening the ankle. So this balance practice is certainly that. Feel the ankle dancing on the foot. 1 more breath. And release. Well done. Shake that out. Now this, it can take time to build strength, and the leg can burn a little bit. So you always rest if you need to. We build endurance step by step, not by overwhelming ourselves. Right leg, put the roots deep into the soil, into Mother Earth. You pick up the left knee. Look at my chest and notice how I send a little lift into it. So I'm not collapsing, I'm blossoming. So as the stronger I feel in my standing leg, the more we can grow towards the light. So this is very symbolic. The more rooted and grounded we feel within our own bodies, the more we trust to shine our biggest and brightest lights. 1 more breath. Stabilize the standing leg. Soft eyes. So drishti, your gaze is really important in balance. Well done. And release. Shake that out. Shaky, shaky. Very good. And then take a stance that makes sense for you. Just notice the alignment of the feet. They're not toes out, it's toes directly in front of the heels or even slightly pigeon-toed. You really feel the stability in your legs. But when we think about balance, we want to really have a sense of grounding. So the energy is grounded. We're safe in our bodies. Lots of people don't trust their bodies. And you need to trust our bodies more because they're incredibly wise. Hands to the hips, lift the chest, stay rooted through the feet, and then folding forwards. We're going to do the variation here where we keep the elbows offering towards one another and hands are on the hips. Maybe look to the floor so you're not craning the neck. Feel long in the back of the neck, light in the toes. 2 more breaths. Strong feet, little micro bend in the knees to come up, and heel toe the feet back together again. Good. Stand with feet entirely together, and just have a little look down at the alignment. What are your patterns around standing evenly across your feet? Do you have a tendency to kind of tilt the hip to one side, Or are you standing strong and tall? Let's take our Anjali Mudra once again. 3 deep breaths back into our intention and balance. One more. And release. Good. Heel toe feet wider than the hips this time. This time you will have the toes out and heels in. We bring the hands back to prayer again and then lower down into a squat. Now if the prayer position doesn't work for you and you need to bring the elbows to the thighs like this is fine. That's a perfectly acceptable squat. So either stay there if that's more than enough, especially if you've got some knee issues going on. Never push into sharpness or pinching in the knees. That's not good. Otherwise you can come down into a full squat. So this idea of cultivating balance, yes, we can stand on one leg to do it, but also is strengthen the whole anatomy of the legs so we feel strong and we feel connected. You know, so much of modern life has disconnected us from Mother Nature. And she is the wisest of all. So let's just let yourself open up to reconnecting. Well, how can you reconnect more with nature in your life? Without overwhelming yourself. It could be as simple as just taking a country walk every couple of weeks. Or spending time with a favorite tree. That's so grounding. And trees are wise. Many of them are much older than human elders. They hold a lot of wisdom and knowledge. 3 more deep breaths. Suspend the thinking mind. Just come away from it. Move into who you really are, underneath the stories, underneath all of that. 1 more breath. If you need to use the hands to travel back down to a seat, by all means do. And then we'll extend the left leg long here. Let's do a little bit of love into the hips just to create, real practice that is just opening into every little bit of the body that we can. So you're tucking the right leg. Now if this doesn't work for you, please don't worry about tucking the right foot up to the outside of the hip. If it needs to be something like this, this is fine. Again, just take care of yourself. If you're tight in the hamstrings, your underneath leg might be singing a merry song already, in which case, if you need a little micro bend of the left knee, no problem. Don't give yourself such a hard time. Part of being balanced is that we just go easy on ourselves. Stop putting all that pressure on yourself. It's unnecessary, and it's certainly not helpful. Such a useful compass is to check yourself before you have a thought or before you say something you're not sure of. Ask yourself, is this helpful or is it hurtful? That is tremendously useful. So just these simple little things to help us through. Is it helpful or is it hurtful? And that absolutely applies to how you speak to yourself. So sitting up nice and tall, very welcome to stay here. You might be having more than enough sensation already. Otherwise you can take an inhale, find that lift through the crown and folding. The principles of forward folds, if you bring the hand to the heart, just feel that the chest is really open. So we're not concaving and collapsing. The chest is open, which allows the fold to be opening up from hips and pelvis. And just send some love into the back of the leg, balancing out all of the energies in the body. So fascinating. Your body is fascinating. Be curious about your body, about your experience. 3 more breaths. Balance, harmony, inner resilience. And release. Switch sides. Right leg, long leg. See, you might need a different modification here. If you need a little sock or a shirt under the foot, if you've got a bony foot, do, let it make sense for you. Nice lengthening action, a flex of the foot. So flex means toes towards the nose as opposed to pointing. So flex is the opposite to pointing. Stay there if that's enough. You know, your left hip you might have it all going on in there in the back of the leg. Otherwise, you might be very open in the hips, in which case you can just fold. You can even reach for somewhere on the right leg, or even reach for the foot, or just let the hands rest either side. Just be intuitive about it. The more adaptable we can be, the more we can shape-shift into situations. That really comes from a space of feeling grounded and balanced within ourselves. 3 more breaths. Flush out the back leg. Easy in the jaw. If you need to exhale out the mouth, do it. Do it. Inhale to release. Exhale. Hugging both knees in. I'll just go sideways so you can see. Really have a hug, a good hug in. So we create like a sandwich of belly to the tops of the thighs. Without the shoulders going crazy, you know, it can be amazing how that's just stressful. So let yourself soften. You know, soften. Your body's a map. What's going on in your map, in your library of experiences? 2 more breaths. Send the shoulders down. Send the neck long. And then keep the left forearm hugging the knees in, knees together if possible, and then sweep the right arm behind you. So the right hip stays tracking forwards. Twists traditionally in yoga are coming from the belly button upwards. So the hips are just usually staying square. And just let this open up the upper back and the collarbones, a little bit of softening down the left side of the neck. 1 more breath. Come forward, switch hands, hugging in with right arm, left arm comes behind you. Keep squeezing the knees together and the belly moving towards the thighs. Breath is keeping you balanced. Breathe into your seat so you're connected to earth. Inhale back to center, hug it in, let the forehead break down. Nice deep breath into the spine. Soft eyes. And open up. Let's have a little few moments in Shavasana. Always, you know, even though it's been a short practice, give yourself, even if it's just 1 minute in Shavasana, to integrate and to really start building this sense of coming out of the thinking mind. If you're in a human body, you're always going to be exposed to thought, but part of cultivating balance and harmony is that we just become less interested in that busyness, and the mind becomes much calmer actually. But it is a language, so it needs to be cultivated. So don't give up, don't get disheartened, it's okay. Bring yourself to lying flat on your back. Anything going on in the lower back, you can do Shavasana with bent knees, or pop a cushion under the knees. That can sometimes feel nice. And then eyes are closed. And just relax. Take a deep breath. Fill the belly. Sigh it out. And relax. Start to deepen the breath. You are very welcome to stay there for as long as you wish. Remember, Shavasana is conscious relaxation. It's not about falling asleep. You're moving into a theta brainwave, so you really experience what it is to be relaxed. So take time to move the body, stretch if that will feel good for you. Gather the knees in, hug, gratitude for your body, gratitude for cultivating balance. Ease to one side. Roll to seated without any strain. Ciara Roberts of Holy Aligned, wishing you a very balanced evening, morning, day, afternoon, wherever you are. Namaste.